Welcome to Adjust Your Mirrors, the #1 empowerment podcast show on the planet. Are you in need of motivation? Are you ready to take your personal and professional life to the next level? Then you've come to the right place. Adjust Your Mirrors. This is the podcast that's devoted to helping you see more clearly by making small adjustments. And now, here's your host, Reginald C. Allen.
Hey. Yes. Thank you, family. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Adjust Your Mirrors. I am your host, Reginald C. Allen, just thanking you again for tuning in. Yes. So listen, let's do a little housekeeping right fast before we get into today's episode. I need you guys to help me out. I need you to go over to iTunes, subscribe to the show. While you're there, leave us a little review, 5-star review. Help the show grow. That right there helps the show get noticed. So if you listen to this podcast, just go over to iTunes and leave us a review. Listen, I'm also on Stitcher at Adjust Your Mirrors. I'm also on Spotify, Adjust Your Mirrors. I'm also on YouTube. So all those social media platforms, come on over and listen to the Adjust Your Mirrors show, okay? And don't forget, you need to also come over and join us on Facebook, our personal, or I should say private Facebook group page over there at Adjust Your Mirrors. We're waiting on you, and also you. So listen, just come on over there and look at some of the content that we put in there. And if you have some motivation that you would like to share, feel free to do so. All right. Hey, so listen, many of you who have been listening to this show, you should know me well enough to know that I don't really watch a lot of TV. Okay. I've said that so many times. I'm not one who sits up and watches TV. My wife, she loves TV. Me, not so much. But when I do watch TV, I primarily watch documentaries. I love documentaries. I can watch them all day. And I've been like that ever since I was a kid. So at this point, it's really not going to change. If I do watch TV, I'm trying to spend time with my wife, But other than that, if I'm not watching a documentary, I'm really not on TV. I've never been that type of person. Anyway, I know that's kind of long, right? But the other day I was watching this show on Netflix, this documentary on Netflix that talked about the discovery of an isolated Amazon tribe. And I was like, oh man, it's pretty cool. And one of the things that caught my attention was this. One of the guys that was there, who went over there to help that tribe, he asked the leader of the tribe, he said, listen, now that we've given you clothing, would you ever go back to the way that it used to be? And the guy said, no. We love our clothes. It's protecting us. It's keeping us warm. We'll never go back. And now that we have these clothes, without these clothes, I actually am embarrassed to be naked. And when he said that, I started to think, wow, think about this, right? I don't know how long they've been living without clothes. That's their culture or whatever it was. They did that. And think about it. They're in the rain. They're experiencing all these different weather changes and mosquitoes and insects. They never had clothes to protect their body. But once someone exposed them to something that was different, it changed their perception on the way they lived. They said, we will never go back. The chief said, we will never go back to that. Now, I'm not saying they went over there and they just, they changed everything about their culture. No, but that one incident or situation got me to thinking, how many of us, think of this, right? How many of us today, we're living a certain way. We're not open. We don't allow ourselves to be open to other perspectives. So we're only doing what we know to do, but what we're doing is actually hindering us from going to the next level. I'm not saying that anything was wrong with the way that the Amazon tribe, some of the customs that they had. I just want you to look at how one act of kindness changed another person's perspective on how they used to live. Many of us today, we don't allow ourselves to be open to the ideas that other people bring to the table. It might not be what you're customarily used to. It may be someone from a different ethnic group, a different culture, a different way of doing things, and you close yourself off. We're all on this journey. I've talked about it so many times. We're all on this journey, and I'm here to tell you that I don't care who we are, who we think we are in life, we can always stand to learn from other people. Don't allow one idea to keep you away, or I should say, one wrong idea, one wrong way of thinking hinder you from living your best life. Okay? So as I started looking at the movie, I'm thinking about, wow, man, these guys will forever be changed. From this point forward, the way that they live their life regarding clothes will be forever changed just based off of one person exposing them to that, right? Cool. That's what I watched earlier that day. Fast forward. Now, I'm sitting here. I'm watching TV with my wife because she's upset. You've been watching Netflix. You've been watching all these documentaries all day. Come on, man. Spend some time with me. Okay, babe. I know. So I go grudgingly. Shh, don't let her know that. But I go and I'm watching TV with her, and there's a commercial that comes on, right? And it's the upcoming movie for Creed 2. And as I'm watching this commercial, I'm thinking it was one idea that exposed that tribe to clothes. That's all. One idea, one act of kindness, okay? So then I started thinking about the Rocky movies. Let me explain this to you. If you don't know, Rocky, man, those movies have been around forever, right? So when I went to go research the Rocky movies, because after I'm watching this video, or I should say this trailer for the Creed movie, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm telling my wife, this is crazy. She's like, what's crazy? This right here. What? These Rocky movies are crazy. She said, Reggie, what are you talking about? So I had to hurry up and go and see when the first movie was released. And let me explain this to you guys. The first Rocky movie, okay, was released on November 21st, 1976. Fast forward, I just watched the trailer of Creed 2 coming out November 21st, 2018. Now, do the math. The first movie came out in 1976. It's 2018. Rocky, or I should say, Sylvester Stallone is still capitalizing off of that one idea that came out in 1976. Do you not understand? We're sitting here, we're allowing ourselves to be frustrated. We're allowing ourselves to become defeated because we think that we have to have 1,000 ideas. I needed this idea. I need 1,000-page business plan, and I need this, and I need that. It takes one idea. That's it. One idea. And I want to encourage you today. Whatever idea that you have, act on it. Move on it. You might not have all the resources. That's okay. You might not have all the connections. You might not even have all of the knowledge that you need. But one thing that you do have is that idea. We don't need to have 1,000 ideas. I need to have 3 or 4 ideas. One. That's all you need is one. The first Rocky movie came out in 1976. One idea. Now listen to me. Do you honestly think that Sylvester Stallone had all these ideas before the first Rocky movie? No, he did not. But what he did, he had that one idea. He acted on it. And then he said, you know what? How can I take this element, this storyline, this character, and make the next movie? And guess what? He makes the next movie. Okay, cool. Let's sit back and see how I can twist this scene around, do this around, add this element. That's all we need. We're only one idea away. One You know, Earl Nightingale used to say, everything begins with an idea. That's all we need is an idea. You're one idea away from living your best life. Do you understand what I'm saying? One. I remember this quote that I read years ago. It said, one idea lights 1,000 candles. And I really didn't understand what that meant. But now that I'm watching this, I'm sitting here watching this trailer from Creed 2 that's coming out November 21st. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, dude, I keep saying Rocky, forgive me. Sylvester Stallone has been eating off of this movie since 1976. The same storyline. Since 1976 is 2018. This guy is still eating off of one idea. Some of the people that I listen to that really inspire me, like Sam Crowley, he's a guy that really inspires me. He says, man, he said this on his podcast. He said some of these speakers, they go around, they try to have 30 and 40 different messages to speak on. He said, dude, I've been eating off the same presentation for 15 years. Do you not understand that? One of his podcasts, he was talking about how he has this presentation that he created years ago, maybe 12 years ago. And, throughout the years, he might go in there and change like the statistics and things like that. He might change the fonts just to kind of keep up with times. But as far as the meat, the message, that hasn't changed. I've been eating off the same presentation for 12 to 15 years. Sylvester Stallone has been eating off of Rocky since 1976. My friends, family, what is that idea that you want to accomplish? Don't let anyone tell you that you can't accomplish it. Everything begins with an idea, but you must act on that idea, okay? We have 1,000 candles that we need to get to. There's 1,000 opportunities that we need to get to, but we must first allow that first idea. We have to act on that first idea in order for us to achieve those candles. So you, family, listen, I want you to be encouraged. I want you to understand that you're going to make it. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have so many people try to discourage you from stopping. But be encouraged because you know that you're one idea away from living your desired outcome.
Thank you for listening to the Adjust Your Mirrors podcast with Reginald C. Allen. Be sure to visit the Adjust Your Mirrors private Facebook group and don't forget to follow Reginald on Twitter at Reginald C. Allen. Please remember, when you're listening on iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating review. Until next time, be empowered.